You know, there's a lot to say tonight when it comes to Smackdown. And this is probably one of the most important, literally news stories this week in wrestling by far right now. And that's in for the WWE also. And I'll say this, when I read it, it's like I couldn't believe it, but I could in the same way. And tonight was a very special night for SmackDown. And this crowd really helped big time with it, because I'm sure they were even more excited for it. As we were back in Dallas, Texas, and the big news is that Daniel Bryan has now been cleared to come back to the ring. So he is cleared to wrestle again. And I read the article earlier today from the other physicians that talked about it, and the specialists he's went to, and the WWE doctor actually clearing him also to come and wrestle again. And this has been going on for almost 2.5 years. And a lot of us know the story, what happened with Daniel Bryan. Yes, he was forced to retire by the WWE. I know a lot of people at the time, were very pissed about it, of course. But it's been over, 2.5 years, I believe. 2 very long years since he retired. Well, quote unquote retired, might I say. And, Daniel Bryan, he never gave up. Alright? He really didn't. And he fought. After they showed this video package of, his highs and lows in this company, and the quote unquote retirement speech. But after he was cleared, he was back again. Now, we don't know when he'll wrestle, which I think we already know 9 times out of 10 where he's gonna wrestle, in the next couple weeks. But him being back is a very big deal. And like I said, this crowd showed it tonight, and it felt special. It felt organic, more organic than usual. But yes, there are questions in regarding this to him being cleared and stuff by WWE. Cleared by WWE and everything. Because it was a couple weeks away to Mania. This was always gonna people just say this match was rumored. It was gonna be which is most likely gonna be now, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. And there were rumors saying that Bryan probably didn't want to do the match, so they thought he would be standing outside the ring. And some wonder why they medically cleared him. And I'm not saying there's a lot of doubt to it. Everyone's happy he's back. That's number one. But even I had to question myself: did they bring Daniel Bryan back because they needed, some say, to sell out WrestleMania, because I heard they did not sell out enough tickets? B, to make the show bigger? C, they knew his contract was going to expire. Well, it's going to expire in September, and they know they didn't let him wrestle. They know he was going to leave and go wrestle somewhere else, because a lot of, and I'll say this right here, even I thought he would be at All In, if you get what I mean, in September. So there are some questions, in a way, to regarding what is going to happen with Daniel Bryan. Will he wrestle a full-time schedule? Will he wrestle a part-time schedule? We don't know right now. And there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of ifs. And even with Daniel Bryan being back, I've even heard people really believe CM Punk will be back now. CM Punk is a whole different case from Daniel Bryan. Okay? Daniel, had an injury that was kind of forced him out of this. CM Punk had a lot of bad shit going on in the company, and he don't like no Triple H or Vince McMahon really right now. So that CM Punk, that's a whole different story if that even happens. Because I can really speak on the UFC thing if I wanted to. I've already said it before, and I just still feel like he should have stayed in wrestling and not go to UFC. But that's him. That's him wanting to do that, but I doubt he will be back anytime soon, really. But The big thing is about Daniel Bryan. He is cleared to medically cleared to wrestle. He came out to a huge ovation. Then again, this guy was getting bigger reactions than most of the roster, anyways, when he was not wrestling and showing up on TV every week. But there was a giant Daniel Bryan chant, and yeah, he was gonna address everything from Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn yet and stuff, but he wanted to talk about something else. He talked about being grateful. Despite going through all these periods of depression and not being able to do what he loves. And he used the word grateful a lot. From his family, his friends, all the fans over the world, and his wife, he says, Brie Bella. Which, once again, focusing on being grateful. And encouraging him, to fight for his dreams, he says. And, she told him to see specialists. And we know Daniel Bryan was seeing specialists for the past few years now. Multiple specialists that cleared him and cleared him and cleared him. But for some odd reason, the WWE never cleared him, even though he went to see all these concussion specialists and told him he was fine. And most of the time, he could go. But the WWE didn't. I just kind of wanted to put that in there. But, she told him to see another one. And, he says, you got to fight for your dreams. And your dreams will fight for you. And that's what Daniel Bryan did. And he spoke on, even people chanted, thank you, Bree, thank you, Bree. Even I was actually surprised to hear that. Because you see, he teared up a little when he was talking about his wife and everything. But he says, when you got down, she just kept telling him, you fight for your dreams. And your dreams will fight for you. And, he took his case back to WWE and looked at it over and over and over again and went to all these neurologists all around the world. And he thanked them. He thanked the WWE. He thanked the WWE doctors, which is kind of crazy to say about that, but that's a whole other different subject if you want to get back on the Punk thing with WWE doctors. But, to look at him as a person and not just a wrestler. He thanked the fans at home all over the world for supporting him the entire time. And he thanked his wife again. Once again, he teared up, and that, he was grateful. And now it was time to move on to the fun stuff. He doesn't know when he's going to wrestle, but as he looked at that sign, as so many do and point at, the people chanted and said WrestleMania. And, they may got to start signing up for these congressional obligations, but this sounds like a good idea. He agreed with the crowd. So the question is, when will Daniel Bryan compete in a WWE ring again? And this was a fantastic way to start off the show. This was great. Daniel just going through the highs and lows of his career ever since this whole, concussion thing happened. And, being out pretty literally 2 times. And I guess this is going to be 3rd time's the charm here. Let's remember, Daniel Bryan was taken out 2 times before. And the 2nd time could have been his last. Which I felt like it was, but I didn't feel like it at the same time. Because I said, this guy's really going to leave and go wrestle somewhere else. And hey, I don't know if there's still a chance in that. But I kept saying that for a very long time. He's going to wait till his contract runs out. And he's going to leave if they don't let him wrestle. But he is cleared now. And once again, this man is over as just such a natural babyface. And I know a lot of people say he's going to be more over than Roman. That's how you get over. And he spoke from the heart. It was genuine. And people, they loved it. They connected with him as they did before and still to this day. Even without him wrestling, they still connected to him. And it was very emotional for him. And I'm sure fans were too. So, like I said, Dallas was just great doing this. And as Daniel went to the back and, spoke, even Dolph Ziggler congratulated on him. He says, I can't wait to beat you. So like I said, I don't know when Daniel Bryan's going to be back in her. Like I said, most likely WrestleMania, but, and everything. But is this a one-off thing for WrestleMania? Is this a full-time contract, full-time schedule? Is this a part-time schedule? What will happen? I don't know. But we will see. But as we kicked off the show, Shinsuke Nakamura came out to face Rusev, who was already in the ring, as AJ Styles on commentary. It was a Fastlane rematch. Nakamura won, pretty much trapping Rusev in a roll-up. I don't know why Rusev, they got Rusev doing TV They even get a TV entrance now, not a full entrance, and loses again. But then after that, Aiden English and Rusev attacked them. AJ Styles pretty much took his time to get ready in the ring just to come help Nakamura, but Nakamura took both of them down. AJ Styles was somewhat surprised. They played a Oscar video, and then as Nakamura pretty much told him, I didn't really need his help, but Styles saw what was going down. He says, I was out there and I saw it. But Nakamura was going to say one more thing, so AJ Styles says, okay, I know, you're going to say you're going to beat me at WrestleMania. And Nakamura told him, you should have more confidence. But yes, at WrestleMania, it'll be a knee to the face. I feel like they had to do it much more with the Nakamura and AJ Styles feud for some reason. It's not that long to WrestleMania, folks, but I don't know. I guess AJ was trying to send a message to Nakamura, but it looks like Nakamura could take care of himself more than AJ Styles could going against Rusev Day last week. But let's just give it some weeks and we'll see where this goes. There's not really much to say from this feud right now, leading into the WWE title with Nakamura and AJ. Ty Dillinger, surprisingly, he's still here on TV. Somehow. So he's still around. He went against Baron Corbin. This match wasn't really that good, especially that end of days after Corbin caught Ty Dillinger in the air, and he caught him. He tried to hit the end of days, but he botched it. But I guess it kind of reset. He threw Dillinger out the ring, threw him back in, then hit the end of days and got the pin. Nothing much to say really right here. It's just, I don't know, Ty Dillinger, who continues to barely see this guy on TV. Baron Corbin is just whatever, and like I said, he botched that end of days very badly. Charlotte went against Natalya, as Natalya was going to get a match against her tonight, which was actually a really good match, number one. And you don't really see a lot of great women great women matches on SmackDown lately, but this was a really good one. And this was actually enjoyable, and I was actually wanting to keep going until the finish of it, though. Once Natalya hit Charlotte with a superplex off the top rope, but since both of them were laid out, Carmella came out to, I guess, cash in her briefcase for a Money in the Bank contract, but Charlotte had hit Carmella with a big boot, so didn't cash it in. Natalya pretty much rolled her up for a surprise win. I don't know what they were trying to do here. You think Charlotte should be getting pins, literally should be getting wins all the way up till WrestleMania, but for some reason Natalya got to keep strong for some reason. This was a really great match in general. This is just really good. You don't really see a lot of these, but these two work really well together, as they have done in the past. And I guess got to be keeping an eye on Carmella, because she could cash in at WrestleMania, or keep the contract relevant, because you never know what's going to come. So I guess they're trying to hype that up too. Will she cash it at WrestleMania? Will she cash it the night after WrestleMania, which is technically on SmackDown, so technically not the night after? Can the Money in the Bank contract work on both Raw and SmackDown? Which probably is only SmackDown, but we shall see. But she's hunting after Charlotte right now, I guess. Or Asuka at WrestleMania. Usos came out. Jimmy Uso won in a match against Luke Harper. Once again, the great promo cutters that the Usos are. As people chant the Usos, they think they're about Fastlane. Guess they match with the New Day, putting on another classic, until the Bludgeon Brothers came out. And as they wanted to renew their rivalry, the Bludgeon Brothers didn't want that. They wanted to hurt the Usos because they thought they could take them out. But they said they was okay. We're still here, and they're still the tag champs. Even Jay, he's hurt right now and everything, but we ain't gonna stay down. All they do is go hard. This is what we do. That's why we're the best tag team in the WWE since the past decade, pretty much. So even kind of putting a New Day in there. It don't matter if we 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20% all the way down. It don't matter, because once you step into the ring, it's gonna be locked down. And they pretty much told the Bludgeon Brothers, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Uso's great promo as always. As they moved on to Luke Harper and versus Jimmy Uso, I still get tired of these commercials sometimes with, doing a match while it's a commercial. But it was actually, it was pretty much quick, but it was a good match. I did like the spot where the Usos pretty much hit a super kick on one from the apron, and then one on from Jimmy after the ref was distracted by Rowan, but Harper was able to come back with that lariat like clothesline. Luke Harper and Jimmy Uso were really good in the ring right here. Really great. I'll give them that. So yeah, Harper pretty much picked up the win. So the Usos were almost like they got the win, but they couldn't right here. So you know, it's still gonna be a triple threat tag team WrestleMania. Jinder Mahal, who say he would be the new U.S. champion, was probably mostly the suck part of this show, which is pretty much now, like I've said before, it'll be a triple threat at WrestleMania between Rude, Mahal, and Orton. Which Jinder Mahal was out here. Sunil Singh was talking about he's gonna be the new U.S. champion, but the music kind of over. You know, you hear the music more, you heard his voice, and that everyone's booing him because he's a hypocrite. Mahal say he sacrificed everything to be in the WWE, and you know, talk about Bollywood movies, and you are jealous of his physique, or vacation anywhere around the world with his money, he says, and he's gonna make Smackdown relevant again, as he did make it relevant again when he was the WWE champion. And as Bobby Roode interrupted, he called Mahal a hypocrite, and you know, respect is a two-way street, and you know, I will get my U.S. title back at WrestleMania. Which Orton came out then, he told Jinder to shut the hell up. You're not one of the greatest champions out here. Not only have you been champion so long because you're little stooges. Mahal pretty much pushed one of the Singh brothers into Orton, and he ran. Orton hit a DDT on one of the Singh brothers and was going to go for an RKO, but Rude hit a glorious DDT and tried to hit one on Orton. Orton slipped out, tried to hit an RKO, but they pretty much, it was a stalemate as they stared at each other. Mahal pretty much looked at him and said, I'll see you at WrestleMania. There's nothing much to say from this whole little segment. I didn't really care. For some odd reason, I feel like Jinder's going to win the title, but I don't know why I expect that to happen, but it looked like he may be the U.S. champion walking out of WrestleMania somehow. But we knew this match was coming, and I'm surprised we're still doing this feud after it started from that god-awful top 10 list. Looks like they really kind of stopped that now. Really made probably the negative reaction. 50-50 booking women's match. Again, I feel like Riot Squad versus Becky and Naomi. Becky gets the win. Nothing much to say here. Just another tag team women's match. Becky and Naomi get the win. Daniel Bryan came out here once again, crowd fired up as he asked Kevin and Sami to come out. And as they were really happy coming out, they shook Daniel Bryan's hand and hugged him as they were thrilled to see him, and says, you're back, you're cleared to wrestle. You know, we would have got here earlier, but the Walker, the Texas Ranger, they tried to pull us over, and they said everyone's dumb in Texas, but, you know, we've been your biggest supporter since day one as they supported Bryan, and, you know, he was fair, and that, you know, how everyone else hated them, but Sami pretty much brought up, you know, Shane's personal vendetta against Kevin and I, and Daniel Bryan understood what they saw. And Sami pretty much says, you know, you're back. This is the dream show, okay? With all three of us on here, this Raw versus SmackDown thing, we're the dream team. And as Bryan said, you appreciate it. That's not why I brought you out here. They showed the footage of them beating up Shane last week. And he says, you guys think this is funny, don't you? Alright? But Owens and them said that you know, Shane deserved it. But Bryan told him, you know, this is a very big deal here. And, you know, we've known each other for over 15 years, wrestling in armories, not that long ago, in front of 300 people. And, you know, you're being offered a WrestleMania match and you want to turn it down. He admitted he was wrong, but you still attacked him. And, you know, he apologized then because, you know, you're going to be the better man. And you guys are going to get fired. He fired both of them. And as they shook hands, we're going to walk off. You kind of knew Kevin and Sami were going to attack, which some people didn't expect already, but it did happen. Daniel Bryan actually took somewhat of a beating right here. And as they were beating him, Daniel Bryan just fought back, and the crowd went in fucking insane, like literally insane all over the place, as Daniel just came back with almost like a snap German suplex on Sami Zayn, and then hitting running drop kicks in the corner. Fans are just going yes, yes, and even hitting you know, doing the yes kicks on Kevin Owens. You could just see Daniel Bryan's adrenaline. You could see his expression that he was fired up again, like just that little quick thing, like that little quick moveset right there, you could tell Daniel Bryan was ready to get back in the freaking ring. Okay, he was freaking ready, and that just showed the crowd just went ape shit. Okay, they went ape shit with those yes chants until Sami came back. Sami came with a super kick, and Owens hit him with a super kick in, and he pretty much set up Daniel Bryan to get hit with a haluva kick. Kevin Owens continued to scream and scream most of the time at Daniel Bryan, which they threw him to the floor then after that, and they hit him with a power bomb on the apron, which they pretty much got nuclear heat really when I almost look at it, and the fans chanting, "You're still fired, you're still fired." So this pretty much is going to set up this tag team match between Daniel and Shane McMahon versus Kevin and Sami. But this whole final segment was great. Okay, this was just freaking great. And don't get me wrong, that I probably cringe a little when Kevin Owens hit Daniel Bryan on that apron in a way. But I will say a little, just because we just know this guy just, just finally got cleared and everything. But you could still tell he could still take a beating. So, hopefully, he's really okay leading into WrestleMania, though. But this was great. It was finally great to see Daniel Bryan hit some moves out there, doing what he does. Just those drop kicks, the yes kicks, everything, that snap German suplex. You could tell he was ready to get back in the ring. So let's hope this can just stay at 100%. When he gets to WrestleMania. At the end of the day, it is about Daniel Bryan's health, and he's got to be 100% when coming back. Because, like I said before, this has happened 2 times now where Daniel Bryan has gotten hurt. And it was just really almost like odd deja vu. I remember, like, one year he gives up the title, then the next year he gives up the title in the pretty much the same time span after he won at WrestleMania. Really. And, many months later, they say, he quote-unquote retired. But, yeah, they let him be GM on Smackdown. And, a lot of people say it irked him up inside. The most of the time, knowing he wants to get back in the ring. But, this is finally the chance now. He is back. He is medically cleared. This is literally the big return of Daniel Bryan. We know this will be a tag team match. I almost probably put it on a semi-main event level if y'all want to ask me that. So it's a lot going on when leading into WrestleMania right now, and this is a very big part. Like I said, there are questions into Daniel Bryan's return. Is this a one-off thing? Will he wrestle full-time? Will he wrestle part-time? Will he sign a new contract with WWE since the WWE finally cleared him? Did WWE do this knowing that Daniel Bryan was 9 times out of 10 going to leave, and they didn't want to let him leave, so they pretty much medically cleared him to be in the ring? But the whole show, as in SmackDown tonight, the biggest thing out of here was just the Daniel Bryan return. Okay, Daniel Bryan being medically cleared to be back in the ring. This is literally the biggest thing on SmackDown tonight. I thought Charlotte versus Naomi was pretty good. Why I say Charlotte versus Naomi? Charlotte versus Natalya was pretty good. I actually liked that match. It was better. Nakamura and AJ, we still see some type of tension going on there. Corbin versus Dillinger sucked. Uso versus Harper was pretty much interesting. A little quick but interesting. Jinder, Orton, and Rude don't really care. 50-50 women's tag, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, the beginning and the ending were really the big parts of SmackDown. The main part you really want to see on here with Daniel Bryan being medically clear. So this is the return, folks, of Daniel Bryan. And you saw how everybody's been blowing up on the internet about it. Like I said, there are questions, yes, and like I said, it's most likely going to be a tag team match. They'll probably announce this next week, and both of them are going to come out and attack Kevin and Sami, since they took out Daniel and Shane. They had to hit the stretch for Daniel Bryan tonight. But like I said, the guy proved he can still go. But I ain't gonna lie, I did kind of cringe a little once he got hit that power bomb. I said, hopefully this guy does not get hurt for the 3rd time. Like I said before, it's been 2 times already now. We don't need to see a 3rd out of this thing. But yeah, I am out of here. Make sure you check out my review for SmackDown and Monday Night Raw from yesterday of the Ultimate Deletion. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Anything you want to see, it's going down here. We have literally 2 or 3 weeks, I believe, away from WrestleMania with a lot going down. There's matches and more matches keep getting added. Some random, some that make sense. So, yeah. So, check out my Raw review and this review right now. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.